Good evening. My name is Zen Sanshin Oberholtzer. I'm the resident priest and guiding teacher at the Joseph Priestley Zen Sangha in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. We're a part of Empty Moon Zen. Sit down, shut up, pay attention. Look at the tiles on my screen. I see you all are sitting down, muted. You all are shutting up. The crux of the matter, of course, is paying attention. Not something evident on video. Zen is a practice we carry with us throughout our lives, and most of us do not spend our days on the cushion in a silent hall, our legs in full lotus, our eyes cast down. No, we work jobs. We shop for groceries. We say hello to neighbors, pay our taxes, drive cars, mow lawns, wash dishes, fill out spreadsheets, listen to the latest news feeds, and don't they give you pause? Our lives are busy and full of the opportunity to bring that crucial aspect of Zen practice to bear, that paying attention, noticing, being aware, being awake, turning the light within and knowing ourselves. An old friend of our family had been the bursar at the Harvard Business School. She used to shake her head at the enormous workload the students there took on, saying, "Why, they don't even have the time to greet their own souls." And if we don't take that moment, that time, how will we come to look within and see that true person of no rank? Lin Ji said to his assembly in Case 38 in the Blue Cliff Record, "There is a true person of no rank who is always coming and going from the faces of each of you. If you beginners have not yet seen that person with your own eyes, look, look." A monk stepped forward and asked, "What is the one true person of no rank?" Lin Ji descended from the rostrum and seized him. The monk hesitated. Lin Ji pushed him away and said, "The true person of no rank, what a dried shitstick." When I think of paying attention, I often go back to when I lived in Cambridge, Massachusetts. We had an apartment on the far side of the city, and walking into Harvard Square, I would often pass by the Harvard Observatory. Harvard would, back in the 19th century, hire women to pore through collections of photographs of the sky, looking for points of light that would shift position against the star fields from one photograph to another, the sign that a planet or an asteroid had been discovered. The concentration that would have involved was almost painful to consider. Photographs of the night sky were filled with thousands of pricks of light, and finding that telltale motion from one photograph to another required a level of discipline, of attention, of concentration I find to be unimaginable. And yet there it was. There is a time and a place for such concentration, for practicing as though your hair were on fire, as though you were standing before Lin Ji, even though you were a dried shitstick. But there are other paths. And the attention that we bring to the world around us carries as much, if not more, of our own true nature. Open your eyes and embrace the world around you on this spring evening. The night sky over our head, the stars twinkling without the need to line up photos of the sky, searching for motion. That motion is just there. Smell the grasses, the flowers, the horse and cow manure spread on the fields out back. That is life itself. That is what calls you to your own true nature. Pick up thy bed and walk, thy faith hath made thee whole. Follow that winding path into the mountains. Walk with Changsha in another case from the Blue Cliff record. Changsha goes picnicking. One day, Changsha went off to wander in the mountains. When he returned, the head monk of the temple met him at the gate and asked, "Where have you been?" "I've been strolling about in the hills," he said. "Which way did you go?" asked the monk. "I went out following the scented grass and came back chasing the falling flowers." "That is exactly the feeling of spring," said the head monk. "It's better than autumn dew falling on the lotuses," said Changsha. And Zuido commented, "I'm grateful for your reply." And me, I'm especially grateful for his reply. There was no frost this morning. The fruit trees that wintered over in the garage are flourishing in their pots in the back patio. Birds have been flocking into the feeders, but with the warming days of spring we'll soon have no need for our seeds and grain. But I still remember the winter, and in sympathy for those of you still blessed out there on the West Coast with snow, here's something on the mundane, the everyday, those chores we put ourselves to with open eyes and open minds. Shoveling Snow with Buddha by Billy Collins. In the usual iconography of the temple or the local walk, you would never see him doing such a thing, tossing the dry snow over the mountain of his bare, round shoulder, his hair tied in a knot, a model of concentration. Sitting is more his speed, if that is the word for what he does or does not do. Even the season is wrong for him in all his manifestations. Is it not warm and slightly humid? Is this not implied by his serene expression, that smile so wide it wraps itself around the waist of the universe? But here we are, working our way down the driveway, one shovelful at a time. We toss the light powder into the clear air. We feel the cold mist on our faces, and with every heave we disappear and become lost to each other in those sudden clouds of our own making, those fountain bursts of snow. This is so much better than a sermon in church, I say out loud. But Buddha keeps on shoveling. This is the true religion, the religion of snow and sunlight and winter geese barking in the sky, I say. But he's too busy to hear me. He has thrown himself into shoveling snow, as if it were the purpose of existence, as if the sign of a perfect life were a clear driveway you could back the car down easily and drive off into the vanities of the world with a broken heater fan and a song on the radio. All morning long we work side by side, me with my commentary, and he inside the generous pocket of his silence, until the hour is nearly noon and the snow is piled high all around us. Then I hear him speak. After this, he asks, can we go inside and play cards? Certainly, I reply, and I will heat some milk and bring cups of hot chocolate to the table while you shuffle the deck, and our boots stand dripping by the door. Ah, says the Buddha, lifting his eyes and leaning for a moment on his shovel before he drives the thin blade again deep into the glittering white snow. So sit down, shut up, and pay attention. Whether shoveling snow or following the scented grasses, whichever way you go, look, look, there is the true person of no rank, that dried shitstick of a fellow. Thank you.